Listen, what I'm about to tell you now is happening right now in Nigeria's northwest region. Armed bandits, or you can call them terrorists, just came out and said something that has got everyone here in Nigeria losing their minds. They are saying the government turned them into terrorists. And get this, on Saturday, November 8th, they actually sat down and signed a peace agreement to prove their point. I'm going to break down exactly what went down at this meeting and why this might flip everything we thought we knew about Nigeria's security crisis. Let's get into it. So, for the first time, these bandits are actually coming clean about what they say drove them to pick up arms. And trust me, the government doesn't want you to hear this. Saturday afternoon, something wild happened out there in Katsina State in northern Nigeria. We have got representatives from Charanchi and Batagarawa local government areas. They are sitting down with actual armed bandits at this place called Tafkin Katcha in Wurma ward. For the first time ever, these bandits are talking directly to the same people they have been terrorizing for years. And what they said, it's something else. One of the bandit representatives stood up and makes this confession. The guy basically says it was the government that wanted us to engage in banditry, but now it has called us and told us to stop. Therefore, by God's grace, we have to stop from today. This is according to one of the bandits caught on camera. But he wasn't done. This bandit spokesman goes way further. He's basically calling out everything Nigerians have been told for years. He keeps going. If the government wants all this insecurity to end, they have the power to end it, but they don't want it to end. This is according to this terrorist, according to this bandit. For the past 2 months, we have been trying to initiate a peace talk, but we were unable to because they didn't know where we were hiding. But when they finally decided to meet us, they were able to find and talk to us. Now, hold up. Think about that for a second. If the government can track down bandits when they want to talk peace, why can't they find these same guys when they are using military force? Now look, this isn't Katsina's first rodeo with bandit peace deals. This is actually part of a whole pattern we have been seeing across northern Nigeria all through 2025. These local peace initiatives keep popping up. But here's where things get really messy. Governor Malam Diko, rather of Katsina State, he has been denying left and right that his government is negotiating with bandits. The governor made his position crystal clear back in October 2025 when he was commissioning those community watch corps officers. He straight up said, the headlines say the Katsina State government is negotiating with bandits, but that is far from reality. I have publicly maintained that the government will not negotiate with bandits, but will always welcome peace. So what's really going on here? The governor calls it the Katsina model. He is saying it's the communities doing this, not the government. According to him, local folks are the ones reaching out to bandits, not the state government. The governor has been pointing to what he called success story. Based on what he said on October 2025, this town has gone 8 whole months without a major attack. Basari, 7 months of peace, no interruptions. Saying other areas are seeing what he calls relative calm. But people are asking the tough questions here. If these peace talks are so successful, why are we still seeing attacks in other places? I mean, November 4th, 2025, that's just days before this latest peace deal. Armed bandits went and killed 2 elderly community leaders in one community in Bokari local government area. And that's after the state was already celebrating previous peace accords. Alright, there is another player in this whole peace story. And this guy has been one of the most controversial figures in all of Nigeria. We are talking about Sheikh Ahmed Gumi. He is this Islamic cleric based in Kaduna who has basically made himself the go-between for the Nigerian government and these terrorists. Let me tell you about this guy. Sheikh Gumi was born in 1960. He's actually a former Nigerian army captain. The man went to Ahmadu Bello University, studied medicine, then got enlisted into the Nigerian Defense Academy. He served as a medical officer in the Nigerian Army Medical Corps and retired as a captain. After he left the military, he headed to Saudi Arabia, studied at Umar Al-Qura University, where he picked up degrees in Islamic jurisprudence. Now, since early 2021, this guy has been going straight into the forest of northern Nigeria. We are talking places like Zamfara State, Katsina, Kaduna, and Niger State, meeting face-to-face with bandit leaders. He says he has pulled off some big wins, negotiating to get kidnapped students released, holding actual meetings with armed groups right there in their forest hideout. But here is the thing that has got everyone talking. Gumi is getting more and more sympathetic to what these bandits are saying. Just last month, he went on Trust TV saying bandits are on a revenge mission. They don't attack people without any cause. Fulani herdsmen and bandit groups have been victims of injustice. If you call them for peace, they will come. This is what this guy is saying. He's basically making a case for terrorists and bandits. And as I speak to you now, this guy is walking free as a free man in Nigeria. There is no investigation or any arrest issued for him. This is the kind of country that we are talking about here. This guy is even comparing these bandits to the Niger Delta militants from back in the year 2000s, saying they deserve the same kind of amnesty deal. Like he is making a case for terrorists. He is calling them freedom fighters. Now, people are not having it. Human rights lawyer Inhebe Effiong came out swinging on November 3, 2025, straight up accusing Gumi of being part of Nigeria's security crisis. Effiong said, Gumi's audacity and brazenness are evidence that the Nigerian government has a hand in what is going on. So here's what we are going to ask. Is Gumi really trying to bring peace here? Or is he, whether he means to or not, basically giving these criminals a pass for their violence? What really got me was how these bandits aimed their message. They didn't talk to the government. No, they went straight to the Nigerian people who have been suffering. The bandit spokesman tells everyone, you oppressed citizens, if you want to cry, don't cry with us, the terrorists, but cry with your government, for they are the ones who made us to do what we have been doing. Let's be real here. That's straight manipulation. Here is why. These bandits are trying to dump all the blame on the government while acting like they had no choice in what they are doing. But let me tell you what is actually happening on the ground here. Nigeria's National Human Rights Commission says at least 2,266 people got killed by bandits or insurgents just in the first half of 2025. That's more than double the 1,083 deaths we saw in the same period back in 2024. It's actually more than all the deaths in 2024 combined. That was 2,194. Now, Amnesty International came out with a report in May 2025. In the 2 years since President Tinubu's government came to power, at least 10,217 people have been killed by armed groups across Benue, Edo, Katsina, Kebbi, Plateau, Sokoto State, and Zamfara State. Now, just in Katsina State alone, Amnesty verified over 294 people killed and documented 306 people kidnapped, mostly women and girls, between May 2023 and May 2025. These bandits want to say the government pushed them into this, but let's keep it real. Whether the government messed up or not, these bandits still choose to massacre civilians. They choose to kidnap children. They choose to hold entire communities hostage for ransom. That's on them, and they must be brought to book and held accountable, and they must be tried, jailed, or executed, however the government wants to do it. That is the only way Nigeria will know peace. Now, this peace agreement brings up one big question. Can you trust anything these bandits are saying? Think about this. Just days after they signed this latest peace agreement, violence is still happening elsewhere in Katsina State. November 5th, 2025, armed bandits stormed into one community in Bakori local government area. They killed two elderly community leaders, one Alhaji Bashar and his brother, and another Alhaji Surajo, and kidnapped a bunch of other residents. These men weren't just shot, they were slaughtered. A big community leader there tells it like it is. It is a normal thing to the bandits in the area. A day hardly passed without communities being attacked despite the so-called peace deals. Now look at what has been happening all through 2025. In June, there is a peace meeting in this same Bakori local government area. October 12th, they signed a truce agreement at Kakumi village. That one involved about 4 local government areas under something called Operation Safe Corridor. Now, we have got this November agreement and attacks are still happening elsewhere. So here's what we need to figure out. Are these peace talks actually cutting down the violence, or are the bandits just using them to catch their breath, reposition, maybe rearm? Now let me break down what this actually means for Nigeria. We have got 2 totally different ideas about how to end this insecurity. The first vision, the military approach. We are talking aggressive operations, military strikes, ground operations, zero tolerance for these bandits. The second vision, the dialogue approach. That's what Sheikh Gumi is pushing. Peace talks, negotiation, trying to understand root causes, maybe even amnesty programs. But here's the problem. Neither one seem to be winning. While Sheikh Gumi is getting louder about dialogue, he's also slamming the idea of foreign military coming into Nigeria. November 2025, he's on TV after the US threatened to intervene, and he's comparing America to their failures in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Libya. He says, America are known to be liars. They said Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. There were none. They have caused confusion in Iraq, in Libya, and everywhere. Meanwhile, the Tinubu administration, they are officially all about military operations, but at the same time, they are letting this local peace initiative happen. What we end up with, Nigeria is basically trying both strategies at once, and nobody knows if we are actually going for peace or war. Now, these local peace deals, they are happening under this bigger program called Operation Safe Corridor. The federal government set this up back in 2016 to rehabilitate and bring back repentant Boko Haram fighters to the northeast. These are actual terrorists that they are trying to rehabilitate and reintegrate into the general population. And by February 2025, they expanded it to the northwest region. Zamfara State Governor Daud Lawal provided facilities to set up the Operation Safe Corridor headquarters for northwest states. On paper, it sounded solid. Bandits put their weapons down. They go through disarmament, demobilization, de-radicalization, rehabilitation, and reintegration. They come back to society. Security gets better. But what's actually happening is different. A lot of these armed guys, they are still holding their weapons. They have just hit pause on their activities. Communities are reporting that bandits regroup and attack again, and the cycle, it just keeps going. Gumi says this is gradual but effective. He has been saying slowly we will civilize them, take away their weapons, and make them good citizens. But using force against force will only make things worse. This is according to this Sheikh Gumi, the mouthpiece, the official mouthpiece of terrorists in northern Nigeria. But here's the big problem with that thinking. What happens to these communities while we are waiting for this gradual process? How many more people have to die while we are waiting for bandits to become civilized? What's going down in Katsina isn't just a local thing. It's part of this massive security crisis hitting all of northern Nigeria. This bandit conflict started in Zamfara State, and now it is spreading to Kaduna, Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi, and Niger State. They are saying there is about 30,000 bandits spread across different groups in northwest Nigeria. Just in Zamfara State, bandits have completely destroyed about 638 villages. 725 villages are under bandit control across 13 local governments. That's according to Amnesty International's report from May 2025. These attacks have forced massive displacement. We are talking about 450,000 people documented as internally displaced across northern states. And it's not just northwest Nigeria getting hit. In Benue State, over 6,896 people got killed in the 2 years since President Tinubu took power in May 2023. That's Amnesty International's numbers. Plateau State, they gave us about 2,630 people killed in that same period. The Nigerian military is fighting everywhere. They have got Boko Haram and Islamic State, West African province in the northeast, bandit kidnapping in the northwest, herder-farmer clashes in the north-central regions, and separatist movement down in the southeast region. Now, if these peace talks are for real, here is what Nigerians should be asking right now. First up, verification. How do we know these bandits will actually stick to this agreement? What's going to make them keep their word? Governor Rada set up a State Security Council committee on October 28, 2025 to look into this ongoing peace deal, but nobody has seen what they found. Second, what about justice for victims? What happens to families who lost people to these bandits? Does peace mean these guys get amnesty without facing any consequences? What about those families whose two community leaders got slaughtered just days after they announced the peace deal? The third question I'm asking is about ransom payment. Are these peace agreements actually being funded by ransom money that just encourages more kidnappings? Because between 2011 and April 2020, Nigerians lost at least $18.3 million paying ransoms. That's just what we know about. Now, the fourth question I'm asking is this: the government role. What is the government role in all of this? If the government says they are not involved in these local peace talks, why are community leaders getting government authority to represent state interests? Governor Rada keeps saying the Katsina State model is community-driven, but government security forces are showing up at these meetings. Fifth, what is the long game here? Is this really about rehabilitating these guys, or is it just buying time while Nigeria's military can't handle the violence? Now, Saturday's peace agreement in Katsina State. This is a critical moment in how Nigeria is dealing with this security crisis. When these bandits confess that the government made them terrorists, that's deliberate. They are trying to shift the blame, even though we know that the government is complicit one way or the other. But still, there are no good guys here. They are all perpetrators. They are all committing crimes against the people of Nigeria. But underneath all that rhetoric, there is this uncomfortable truth we have to face at some point. Nigeria's government has failed to protect its citizens, and that failure, it has created the perfect conditions for banditry and terrorism to blow up. Whether we solve this through dialogue, military force, or mixing both, people are still fighting about what's right. And while Nigerians argue about it, communities, they keep suffering. The facts, they don't lie. About 2,266 people died just in the first half of 2025. Peace deals have been signed over and over throughout this year, but attacks, they keep happening. Just days after this latest agreement, 2 more community leaders got killed. The real question isn't whether these bandits are right or wrong about blaming the government. It's whether any of these approaches are actually stopping the violence. Looking at the evidence so far, neither one is working. So what do you think? Are these peace talks the real deal, or are they just buying time while this crisis gets worse? Let me know what you are thinking in the comment section. And if you are not following Frontline Africa yet, hit that subscribe button right now. We are bringing you deep dive analysis on West African geopolitics and the stories mainstream media don't touch. This is the real story behind the headlines. You are watching Frontline Africa, and I am your host, Ezekiel Enejeta, and I will see you in the next one. It's a bye-bye for now.